Diego, please explain to us what a freak off is.
Bruh, inherently, bruh, Diddy is making his own sex scenes, being a director, like the dude said, using his girlfriend slash um on trial to be sex slave with flown in escorts and prostitutes from different locations, which is quite literally human trafficking.
Yeah, I think that explained it
So
pretty
it's
good.
not other girls there. It's
Do
just
you
her
hear
and
It
about
can
another girl?
it
God.
can be.
Sometimes there may be, but the
Yeah.
ones that
Cassie
we hearing
did.
about right now that's been talking about over the past 3 days,
It's
No.
just her getting.
Cassie's getting ran.
Have y'all seen any girl come forward? I was a part of the. No. You know, women love to hop on that. I ain't gonna lie. Some women be trying. We ain't seen a woman yet. So imagine all the stuff she had to go through, all these other
Yeah,
men. He
that's a
not
crime.
participating all the
That's
time.
a crime.
That's a
She ain't the
crime.
only one that's been through these freak offs now. I promise y'all that.
She not.
It's
Not, but like
it's
just
probably
talking
been
about her own
plenty.
story. Her own story about herself is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Like
she was a sex slave.
what? Yes. This is
Yeah,
how most
Harmony.
women
Yeah, she
go.
was.
How most normal men would want it, like, oh, two girls, that'd be no, babe. People like
No.
you get ran through and recorded it.
Harmony. He sit there in this chair like this, right? In the corner.
Super rich, super freaky.
Y'all, this
Like
is
like
yeah,
this.
that's freaky,
He,
y'all.
he,
That's the
he sit
different
in the
level.
corner like this.
That's
He
not
tell her,
even freaky.
come in the room. She come in the room and it's a dude already in there, like that he paid to be there. So a dude escort is in the room.
That
They
he rub
come in the
baby oil
room
on.
Mm-hmm.
and he tell him, "All right, put some baby oil on. Y'all too dry."
That
They
look
put
dry.
baby oil on. He tell him, "All right, y'all masturbate next to each other." They start doing that. He tell him, "All right, start doing oral.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now y'all start having
Yeah,
sex, but like
no.
this. All right, move positions like this. I
And he
want you
say,
over
all
here.
right.
I
Yeah,
would, yeah,
like,
y'all too dry. Oil up again. Come over
mm-hmm.
here. Come over there. And the whole time he masturbating, getting off.
Switch. I don't even like this scene no more.
Yeah, I don't like this
New
scene no more.
people.
Switch. That's what the freak
Next
off was.
person.
Or
Cassie, go
yeah,
fix your
because
outfit. Like
it would
for
be
real.
multiple people in
It's
these
like that.
sometimes. So, it might be a group of 4. It might just be her and another dude. But she
A
was
lot.
the main cast member.
It was
But
Diddy trial. Cassie takes the stand. I know y'all been tapped into all this craziness that's been going on with that.
no. I just
No,
heard some real freaky stuff. That's all I've been hearing.
you just heard some real freaky stuff.
Real
Real
freaky.
freaky.
bro, as people get
Yeah,
richer, bro, they get more and more freaky. You keep seeing it. Shannon Sharp, rich, freaky.
That's who.
yeah,
Listen, I would say.
yeah,
Diddy, super rich, super
Super
freaky.
yeah.
freaky.
But if y'all don't know, Diddy is on trial for sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution.
Mm.
So yeah, that's pretty much what he's on trial for. And we're gonna get into a little bit of what was going on with this case. Let's go ahead and get it.
Days. That's how long the longest freak off that Diddy had with Cassie lasted. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything Diddy drama. Cassie took the stand today and shared a lot in what is expected to be her first of many days in front of the jury. Diddy's longtime on again, off again ex girlfriend is the prosecution's star witness in their federal trial against him for trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution. At the beginning of their relationship, he was not just her boyfriend, but also her boss. Though her recording contract with Bad Boy Records called for 10 albums, she released only one. If you're not releasing music, you're not doing your job. So the career was stifled, she said. Why did you not release another album during this time? The prosecutor asked her. You're asking me? Cassie replied. Plainly, the freak offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and just try to feel normal again. She said the sexual encounters with prostitutes typically lasted anywhere from 36 to 48 hours, but the longest one, 4 days. Cassie reveals that the freak-offs began pretty soon into their relationship, just about a year in, and it was also around that time that he started to get violent. The psychological abuse was just every day, she alleged. She noted that they weren't always exclusive in their relationship. When he was with other women, I was insanely jealous. I was definitely young and jealous. At the time, she was naive and a total people pleaser, but over time, she alleged there were blackmail materials, including videos and photos of her with escorts and occasionally him. Cassie said that she was afraid he would release them, put them out on the internet. He had many resources to do that.
All right, y'all. So I just want to take a little quick pause and have a little discussion on that. I feel like personally in this case right now that the point in this video that we at, this is all kind of voluntary at this point. Like the freak offs, as they just being freak offs, is just their sexual nature at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say like threesomes and stuff like that, like voluntarily. Cause I'm a year in, I'm not doing like a year in. I don't see myself allowing somebody to make me do a freak off. Like, so
But she's
you
young.
they probably been doing threesomes.
Yeah.
Like
Threesomes and a freak off ain't the same thing. I don't think they will call it a freak off if it's not a freak off. You know what I mean? If she says she's a people pleaser, that's her boss. Like she's probably thinking I'm trying to do whatever it is to please my man and also keep my career. Because at this point, that's her career, it's her job. Like you're locked into a 10-year deal. It almost sounds like a 360. So
there's definitely a power dynamic in that situation.
Big power dynamic in that situation. So. Yeah. And then her emotions in it. On top of that, like she clearly cared a lot about him. For her to be jealous, you gotta really love that person to be jealous about him.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And she's super young.
And she was a baby
at the time. Yeah, she was.
I think she's
what, 22?
He probably
isolated her too. Not right now.
Well, when they first started, I think they started dating. She was 22. So
I think
she was in her 20s. Which I mean that can be considered young if you say, especially
if you're a young artist making music and you with your boss.
Yeah.
At all times. And he your man. That's a whole nother dynamic.
Yeah, It is. And that's why I said up until the point where he started talking about the blackmailing and all that stuff, I feel like it's still, yes, it can be looked at as he was probably trying to manipulate her. Yes, because she is a younger person. Yes, he did have power over her in that situation. But I don't think that him having his freak off with her or asking her to have a freak off is the crime.
I think that's a crime.
Wait.
Because this is the way I see this going. This my man. He wooing me. He did the most for me to sign a bad boy. I'm thinking I'm good. I'm protecting my man over bad boy. Nothing can happen to me. Then, okay, we could be a little freaky. It could be an extra girl in there. Like, okay, that sounds like you young. You thinking that's, Then it turns to more. You like, wait, this is getting a little. That was a freak off. This ain't a threesome no more. This is a freak off. But you didn't know he was recording you back when it was just both of y'all, or back when it was just. So now your image is everything, especially back then when she first got signed to Bad Boy. So now she probably was like, oh, I'm gonna leave. Just how Harmony said, like, I can't see nobody forcing me to stay. I only be here a year. Yeah, your career in his hands, and he got videos of you that he could distribute anonymously. You gonna stay. What else you gonna do? So,
yeah. And to piggyback off of Renee, mind you, Diddy been Puff Daddy by that time. Diddy been like
everything.
Diddy has been Diddy. So I can see what she's like. Okay, like this man got his whole life got my whole life in his hands.
Yeah.
And also, honestly, we never heard nothing bad about Diddy before this. Not really. Not to this degree. Like, before Cassie, what can y'all think of that's like, oh yeah, Diddy got in trouble for that? Like, no. Like, he's very much of a background artist.
With it.
Did Kim Porter disappear by this time? She had already disappeared?
I don't think she was gone
yet.
She wasn't gone yet when they started.
Because Kim Porter is in it. But she almost had a book coming out.
And then now she gone.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, I don't think him having freak offs is the crime. I think that once he started blackmailing her and also he was manipulating her, that's when it started edging towards, all right, Diddy, now you going too far. And then I could feel like, okay, let's take out the fact that yes, she's a consenting adult. Like she's worried about her life and she's worried about her career at this point.
Steve, I agree with you on all that, but I also think that I have watched a few videos on the TikTok about what has come out in this courtroom over the past 3 days.
Oh yeah. It get crazier.
And just off the amount of freakiness that was going on in them rooms, this may be a jailable offense. Cause it
Yeah.
was too freaky in them
Hey,
living quarters.
you can't say that though. It just because you freaky don't mean that it's a jailable offense. Now the things that he doing, other things, yes, the
Yeah.
manipulation, all that, but just being freaky, that's not a jailable
I
offense.
think it
I
becomes
understand that.
a offense
But
when
also, these 3 days.
He done did some wild things. I will say that.
no.
He dated her. Like had that girl drugged up. It's so much stuff to it.
Like I said, that's where it go wrong. But just in
Yeah, but
general,
too, we gotta take some accountability also. She took the drugs. But also with him it
while
becomes
being worried, about her career.
she was come on y'all. She was probably taking them drugs beforehand. You can end up lying like you get the good drugs, you get the good what coke, all that like she done tried it. Come on now. This
But you
was
gotta think who
her first
introduced it.
thing. Okay, he introduced it, but she still just like somebody introduced us to weed. We still
Oh, Harmony, we not
took
gonna put
part.
weed up
Wait,
there.
but listen. We you still gotta take a little. Like I'm not saying it's her fault. I
In the
would never say
beginning,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
But
In the
what I'm just
beginning,
saying
yeah,
is, in the beginning, take a little bit of accountability. He might have been warming her up, like, "Hey, baby, try this."
that's what he was
Yeah,
doing. Yeah,
I like that. Try. So
yeah,
now it made her more comfortable to trust him to try the other things. And with him, it became like criminal when she trying to run away and you kicking her ass and pulling her back into that
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
once you know she don't want to do this no more, and you
That's when it
literally
should have
like
stopped.
doing
Yeah,
stuff on purpose, that's when it should have just been like,
yeah.
And
okay, like when
also,
she shaved her head, that was crazy. He made her
I,
do
I,
that.
I bet, I bet. But
He
like,
made her do that.
here's the thing. Here's the criminal why it's always criminal. There's a lot of freaky people in this world. We all know one, at least one. They be on it.
Steve.
Okay.
No,
I ain't even say that. Now,
no. I'm PG compared to this shit.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You could go pick anybody in the world, or even pay somebody anywhere in the world, but you specifically force this girl into doing that. You could go get if you really own that. You can go find someone that's also on that. That's not what you did. There's
Well,
something about that dynamic.
let's continue this video, y'all. We're gonna
It's
keep.
also that between them, but I also want to mention. Actually, you may just get to it. Just play the video, man.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's keep going because we can talk. I
Because
don't
the
think it's
freak
gonna.
offs were inherently
He not gonna get
a
into the
crime in
freakiness
themselves.
of them, but we can talk about that after the
But
video
were
over
they
with. So you can
though?
give us some. So
It's
you can give us some
assaulting
of them.
adults being nasty.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. But let's continue the video, and then we'll circle back to it.
Okay.
She said that it was her responsibility to plan the freak offs. Quote, I knew if it was something he wanted me to do, I had the contacts to set it up and get a hotel room and all of that. But in the beginning, Sean set it up. He was in charge. Cassie testified that she kept broken laptops, iPads, and phones because she didn't know what material was on them. She also said Sean is a really polarizing person, also very charming. So it's hard to be able to decide in that moment, like what you need when he's telling you what he wants. Cassie reveals that Diddy would act like a director, expecting her to perform and giving her instructions on what he wanted her to do in a freak off. Cassie says that Diddy expected her to be monogamous, and that at the beginning of their relationship, she naively thought that he was too. I didn't get that he was him. He was Puff Daddy, and Puff Daddy has many women. He likes the company of women, and I just had to really learn that over time, despite what he would tell me just between us. Cassie said that the more and more Diddy wanted to have freak-offs, the harder it became on her, both during and after. Literally having to deal with the effects of coming off of all of these drugs and dehydration. That's really hard on your body. She says that Diddy also made her really self-conscious. Appearance was very important to him. My appearance. We had tons of conversations about my body at that time. That included discussions about breast implants and keeping my shape a certain way. My self-worth took a hit for the entirety of the relationship, just trying to establish who I was, who I wanted to be, who I was allowed to be. There came a point where she felt like she stopped being his girlfriend and just became this object. Talking about the freak-offs and him insisting, forcing her to do them, and so often she says, I just felt that's all I was good for to him. I was humiliated and didn't have anyone to talk to about it. When asked why she continued to do them, she said, when you really care about somebody and love them, you don't want to disappoint them. When she gently tried to broach the subject of no longer doing freak-offs, she said that Diddy was dismissive and that it made her feel unheard. Doing this made me feel horrible. It made me feel worthless.
All right, y'all. So I think that answered the question that a lot of people will say. Why didn't she just leave?
Because he dragged her ass every time she tried to.
But she also said she actually cared about him.
I mean, of course, the only reason
And
why
she-
you would go through any of that shit. But when she did get the courage to leave, he dragged her ass back. Like,
Yeah.
that's his answer.
Yeah. I mean, that is part of it.
That
But-
plus what we already said with the 10-year contract being your boss.
Like, what the fuck are you
And then
doing?
over time that the feelings develop, you know, that dynamic is still there, even though that those feelings do develop.
I think that it was a big thing on, yes, she wanted to leave, but at the same time, I don't think she wanted to leave. Like she was saying,
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
When somebody kidnap you and you
Fall in
end
love
up
with
like
kidnapper.
falling in love with them, it's like almost like Stockholm.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened to her, honestly. Because through all those, even though, like she said, she felt like trash, she felt unwanted sometimes. At the same time, she was like, all right, I'm pleasing him. You know, so I think Stockholm syndrome I think it's a crazy, crazy thing, but at the same time, it does exist. So.
Yeah, no, he was probably like whispering, like when she got fed up, like, oh no, but it's just me, you, us against the world, Bunny Clyde. You know how?
Yeah, she said he was real polarizing. So she
yeah, like,
and that's manipulation.
Diddy,
We get into the
he
manipulation part now.
life.
You said what?
Said Diddy is Diddy. He didn't been a polarizing figure since he was a child, like a teenager.
Yeah.
And then remember how old she is.
Yeah. So now
Very
we getting
impressionable.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's definitely at this point. It's all manipulation. So
yeah.
Y'all, let's just continue with the video there. Let's get it.
Testifying to his violent ways, she recalled an incident where Diddy left her during a freak-off to confront Suge Knight, the music mogul himself, at Mel's Drive-In in Los Angeles. His bodyguards interrupted the freak-off, came in and told Diddy of Suge's whereabouts. They then grabbed some pew-pews from a safe, he did too, and loaded into an SUV. I was crying. I was screaming, like, please don't do anything stupid, Cassie testified. I was really nervous for them. I didn't know what they were going to do. She said, it's like I wasn't even there. At various points, Cassie kept bringing a tissue
bro,
to her
stop.
face. This was hard.
He getting pulled out to freak off to go shoot out the car. He ain't even putting clothes on. He going straight road. Diddy in the road down the street with an AR.
That's to show his violent nature, though. He said it was they specifically told this story so they could just show how violent he was.
Mm-hmm. How hot-headed he was.
Yeah, how he's snapping in a second.
Like the horniness wasn't even enough to keep him there. He had to go out there with it.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know he very much dislikes Suge, so.
I mean, understandably so.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
In the robe though, like you just ever seen that video in your panties? In your damn panties.
Let's keep this video going.
Hard for her. And not only did Diddy control her appearance, but Cassie says that he and his staff would take her things as punishment. He would take the car away, the house, jewelry. The physical things didn't matter. I just wanted his approval. Staff would take them. If I wasn't there, it would be a staff member or security. Cassie also testified that she saw some other items in Diddy's safes, including cash, jewelry, videotapes, and SD cards. And after her very first freak off, she was asked how she felt. She says, I was high, so there wasn't much feeling. She said she felt a mixture of dirty and confusion, but at the same time, he's really happy with me and I did something right. I didn't know what was going to happen after that.
All right, y'all. This is when the crime started.
it didn't start with Steve.
Well, that to me, like I said, the freak off isn't the crime. The crime is holding her against her will, basically blackmailing with all these SD cards. He got money in the safe. Like if he need to get on the run, he can get on the run. After
she found out she didn't like it.
Yeah. That's when take this kidnapping at this point.
Lord.
He's still not getting into what inherently a freak off was.
You gonna have to tell what
maybe we not like maybe we not understand.
Threesome. No, that's not a freak off, bro.
No, that's not. They about it. I think he gonna tell what the freak off is. I think he tells what the freak off is because the best one was Breakfast Club, but I can't do Breakfast Club, y'all. Breakfast Club be tripping and they'll take the video down. Yeah. So we just gonna see if he get into it. Let's continue.
Now we get to the baby oil of it all. Cassie says that Diddy made her and others use baby oil while participating in the freak-offs. Combs would instruct them to apply enough oil to be glistening, Cassie claimed. They would go through about 10 large baby oil bottles per freak-off, she added. Cassie said she felt she couldn't say no. If that's something Sean wanted to happen, that's what was going to happen. There wasn't another way around it. Remember, authorities seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil from Diddy. Cassie then testified about how she interacted with several of Diddy's assistants and staff during their relationship. This is to help the government establish the racketeering charge against him. His staff controlled her life, helped her with everything, but also kept tabs on her and found her when she was trying to avoid him. This is fascinating. Cassie says sometimes they would wear masks to disguise their appearance, and Diddy would orchestrate everything. Every freak off was like directed by Sean. Like he knew specifically where he wanted everyone to be, the lighting and such. And there's
All right, so that's the end of that video. That was the PG version of that video. Jago, please explain to us what a freak off is.
Bruh, inherently, bruh, Diddy is making his own sex scenes, being a director, like the dude said, using his girlfriend slash on trial to be sex slave with flown in escorts and prostitutes from different locations, which is quite literally human trafficking.
Yeah, I think that explained it
So
pretty
it's
good.
not other girls there. It's
Do
just
you
her.
hear
It
about
can
another girl?
it can be.
Sometimes there may be, but the
Yeah.
ones that we're hearing about right now that's been talked about over the past 3 days,
It's
No.
just her getting.
Cassie is getting ran.
Have y'all seen any girl come forward? I was a part of the. No. You know, women love to hop on that. I ain't gonna lie. Some women be trying. We ain't seen a woman yet. So imagine all the stuff she had to go through. All these other
Yeah,
men.
that's
He's
a
not
crime.
participating.
That's a crime.
That's a crime.
She ain't the only one that's been through these freak offs now. I promise y'all that.
She not.
Not, but like
It's
just
probably
talking
been
about her
plenty.
own story. Her own story about herself is insane.
Yeah,
Like
so she was a sex slave.
what? Yes.
Yeah, Harmony. Yeah, she was.
How most normal men would want it? Like, oh, 2 girls. That'd be no, babe. He thought
No.
you get ran through and recorded it.
Harmony. He sit there in this chair like this, right? In the
Super
corner.
rich, super freaky.
Y'all, this
Like-
is
like
yeah,
this.
that's freaky, y'all. That's the
He sit
different
in the
level.
corner like this.
It's
He
not
tell her,
even freaky.
come in the room. She come in the room, and it's a dude already in there, like that he paid to be there. So a dude escort is in the room.
That he rub baby oil on.
And he tell him, "All right, put some baby oil on. Y'all too dry."
Y'all
They
look
put
dry.
baby oil on. He tell him, "All right, y'all masturbate next to each other." They start doing that. He tell him, "All right, start doing oral.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now y'all start having
Yeah,
sex, but
no.
like this. All right, move positions like this. I
And
want
he
you
say,
over
all
here.
right.
I would,
Like-
y'all too dry. Oil up again. Come
Mhm.
over here. Come over there." And the whole time he masturbating, getting off.
Switch. I don't even like this scene no more.
Yeah, I don't like this scene no more. Switch. That's what the
Next
freak off was.
person.
Or
Cassie, go fix your
'cause
outfit. Like
it would
for
be
real.
multiple people in these
like that.
sometimes. So, it might be a group of 4. It might just be her and another dude. But she was the main cast member.
It was the dude said he went, he did his thing, came out and met another escort in the hallway. He said, "What you here for?" "I'm here to go do this." "Well, I just did that." They exchanged number and he walk out.
Yeah, so she was getting the train ran on her.
Yeah, I bet you he wasn't testing these people neither. Like, ain't no telling what she
You know
really
what
was
I'm
going
saying?
through.
She
Mm.
probably got something.
She said she had sores in her mouth. And she had UTIs all the time from the baby oil.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell is baby oil going? That's not where that's supposed to go. Definitely not in
that's
this
what I'm saying. So it caused her a lot of UTIs.
Bless her heart. Mm.
But the whole time she was drugged up, y'all.
Probably don't remember half of it.
So think about it. She don't remember none of it. The time dilation when you on drugs, she don't know how long it was at the time.
She
just know,
dissociated.
shoot, we finally done.
Yeah, that's disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
Honey, you want to hear the freakiest thing he did though?
Oh Lord.
What's the freakiest one?
After they would be done, the male escort would skeet on her, right? And so he would say, "All right, come on to the other room." They would go in the other room, and she said she would rub the skeet on his nipples.
Jailable offense.
Under the jail.
Jailable offense.
Underneath. Did I
that
see
right there did it?
She on
Child is right.
Other stuff.
Have like them pee on her. She said, "What's on
too?
Choking from pee?"
Yeah.
Pee that is to be choking on pee, like drowning.
That means that she swallowed something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's a crime. That's a crime.
Oh no, now it's a crime.
Jailable offense.
Yeah.
When I said
like I said
earlier,
it is. But if you willingly participate in it, like she wasn't willingly participating in it at a point.
You have seen the T video.
I'm
What
not
that you did
saying I'm
yourself.
not saying she going to
Yeah,
jail. I'm
hey,
saying
Renee, that's
he
what I'm
going to
saying.
jail for that being his idea and going through
Yeah,
with it.
he gonna have to do some time.
That's
At least the
just for having that
sexual
idea,
part.
going through with it.
Sometimes.
That's a jailable offense. That is too freaky for the streets.
You think that's bad?
That's
Y'all
not
look
even
up.
freaky.
Y'all look up
That's
Arabic rich man sex parties.
However,
No, those is just nasty.
However.
This is too freaky.
This is not it. This ain't it.
This not even freaky.
It's not freaky. It's disturbing.
Freaky equals enjoyable. This is not freaky.
Mm-mm.
That ain't freaky.
Yeah,
And also, again, you can go find somebody that's on that. He made her.
Yeah, that like that.
He actually
really like that.
he told her he was going to. This is manipulation though, because she actually cared about him. He said you can go, and of course he didn't let her go, but he told her I'll get another girl to do it.
So of course she gonna do it.
So then she like,
let me try.
Like she jealous. Yeah, she jealous. Like I don't want him to be with somebody else. This is where the manipulation come in. Yeah, this whole thing. So now it's definitely a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's downhill at this point.
Steve, he took your stuff. What if he took your stuff, took it to another room, and you found out he was rubbing those nipples? How would you feel as the escort?
Probably feel honored.
I wouldn't feel honored. I'd just be like, okay, yeah, this is some weird stuff.
Probably honored.
This weird, not honored. Diddy on some other stuff, and it just make me think, y'all know he was just with Young Miami.
She said she experienced.
I know.
He's got to hold her accountable to that.
Yeah, she said she ain't
experienced.
She
experienced none of that shit. So,
but Miami is on another wavelength as old girl though.
Yeah.
I feel like people know who to try that shit with. And I feel like Miami was a promotional thing. Like Diddy was coming back into music, and I think that's what that was about. Like the attention the City Girls had. I don't think he was necessarily on that with Miami. Now
I think she was a fun time. He older. Miami with the shit. She was a fun time.
Yeah, but to this degree, I don't think it was that. I believe her when she said she didn't experience this. I believe that because please.
But Miami, she'll do a little, you know.
Yeah.
Hey man, I meant to take women at their word. She said she didn't experience that. She had a great time. She was a good man. That was that for her.
That's what I'm saying. She was on that. She was a certain thing. She owned it. A certain.
I was gonna say some people they was about that stuff. So let's
some people like being peed on. Some people like
Even though she said she didn't get peed on, but she
probably
probably
by him.
Diddy got full body man juice skin treatments. Nobody's topping that.
Alrighty.
You need to stop today.
Alrighty. Do y'all have anything else to say about Diddy's case? Cassie takes the stand.
Jailable offense just off the freakiness.
Yeah, they saying send him to jail.
Yeah. Man, honestly, prison.
Yeah, that's probably where he's gonna go. Honestly,
and honestly, maybe he don't even deserve the death penalty for that. Yeah, prison, life in prison.
Hey, bro, shout out to him and his music career. We will be missing you.
Hey, well,
will we be missing Diddy?
I mean, Diddy, the reason for a lot of the music that.
Right, they go because realize once Diddy go down for this, for being too freaky,
somebody else got to go too.
They gonna hit him with the same treatment that we hit R. Kelly with.
He making R. Kelly like a saint right now. That's a crazy thing.
He do.
That is crazy.
He really do.
That is crazy.
R. Kelly was doing stuff with kids. Okay,
that is crazy to even think about. But like,
she was not a kid. She was at least a consenting adult.
Steve, you are not who you think you are at 22. People ain't who the hell they think they are at 30.
I agree. But like I said, at least by law, she was a consenting adult. You know, R. Kelly did. Yeah,
no, R. Kelly was tripping. No,
yeah,
but in comparison, niggas starting to be like, "Damn, was Was he too hard? Oh, Robert.
Yeah, they show it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. They are saying that.
Because people stopped listening to his music and everything.
Yeah, he's coming
No, they
back.
didn't.
I heard him playing at
No,
some
they
club the
didn't.
other day.
We still play Apple Flirt.
If we go too hard on Robert, I'm weak.
Yeah, well, let's move on from Robert though, y'all. With that, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment. All three.